And greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Highhand. And today, apparently, it's hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys. This is going to be one of those games where, one of those games where genuinely your team throws so hard, there is literally nothing that you can do to recover that match. We've all been in them. We've all shared the frustrations, and including myself. Yes, even I get frustrated. And this particular battle this really irked me. I don't get mad at this game very often, but I finished this battle and I was absolutely seething. I was genuinely, I don't think I've ever been this worked up by how brutally bad that my teammates have actually been. Let's get into it, shall we? So I am in the Vladivostok again. This is from a little while ago. This is for when I was grinding out the loss of the XP I needed to unlock all the tier 8s. We get a broadside Iowa. Alright, granted, he is at 17 kilometers. It's Russian. I'm not expecting miracles. I'm not expecting a dev strike. But, you'd expect a little something, right? Like a little something. But, no, nothing. Right, Vladivostok. Broadside, 13 kilometers. Okay, he's not quite broadside. He's given us a little bit of angle. But we'd expect a little something. The first salvo, just the rear turret, we score 4k, and there we go. That was a reasonable second salvo. We did manage to score a citadel on the Vladivostok, who's still pretty much holding the exact same angle. He's not firing back at us, so we will turn enough to give him the old rear turret again. So he's even closer now. He's down to 10 kilometers. And that was like a 9, almost 10,000 damage salvo. Not going to complain about that. And yeah, then we score absolutely nothing. But he is, in all fairness, starting to turn in and using his ammo. And there we go. Our one of our DDs just fires up his smoke, sits there broadside, and gets absolutely nuked by a torpedo. And that's not the first one either, ladies and gentlemen. We have lost 2 of our 4 DDs already. We're barely 3 minutes into the match. Broadside Iowa, 8 kilometer, 20k salvo. Yeah, that's fair. That's reasonable. That's grounded. You kind of half expect that. Pay attention to our remaining DDs. Okay, one of them's in. I believe he is actually capturing B. It's not just contested. Our black, however, is just sitting there behind the island. Broadside Iowa, less than 9 kilometers away. 6,000 damage. Wow. Isn't that frustrating? Obviously, we're aware DDs are here, so we are gonna be moving. We know there's at least a black here. Disadvantage of the black, although it has very long torpedoes, they are very slow. So they should be reasonably easy to dodge. So again, Iowa broadside, slightly further away now, 10 kilometers, and another 10k salvo. It's a bit frustrating. You'd think at that range, being that flat broadside, we'd be looking at a couple of citadels. But hey ho, there's not actually an awful lot we can do about that. So we also have an Amalfi looking to. What's he looking at? Is he looking to poke that island? We're paying attention. We're hoping to get some shots off him. But he starts backing up. So there's not entirely a lot we can do. Vladivostok again spotted sailing broadside. It's almost like he's trying to get dev struck. But again, salvo seems to be a little bit mediocre, should we say. Like 10-kilometer range. Like honestly, like at 10 kilometers we should be slapping shit. I do actually run my Russian battleships with accuracy builds, because essentially my goal is to try and get quite close to them. I'm looking for those 12-kilometer or less engagements, and I'm expecting that my salvos should actually hit. They should actually do some work. So our black is sitting there in smoke. Their black is spotted. Why is he not dead? Why is he not getting absolutely shot to hell? So not only have I fired a salvo at him and I scored like 4,000 damage, but only now our black is starting to return fire. Yeah, I've managed to reload and hit him again. A couple of thousand damage. We've probably got another 4,000 or 5,000 damage there, and yeah, our black just kind of sat there protecting the corner of that island like his baby mama was was living there, and yeah, kind of I feel like we were let down a little bit there. So yeah, so we are slowly catching back up. Obviously that black got killed. We have actually killed another DD, but we have lost all capture points. Like, we don't own a single capture point, and although there's one ship in it, there's almost 400 points difference between ourselves and the enemy team. Why this black is now not going for the cap, I don't know. Genuinely, absolutely anyone's guess. It is nice to see our other DD contesting here, but he is going to get pushed out of there by the New Orleans, and I can't remember exactly which battleship it is, but that's going to happen. And RDD temporarily spots the other DD, whilst once again protecting the corner of that island, like his life depends on it. Ooh, excuse me. So next up, the Amalfi. So the Amalfi has torpedoes. I'm fully expecting him to have fired his torpedoes. There we go, 2 citadels, high caliber award, couple of hits with our secondaries. We would have it's like a bit of a shame that we couldn't get our rear turret in, but we had to turn in, otherwise we were going to eat those torpedoes. So now I'm thinking, obviously, like, I'm far too close to this Amalfi. This Amalfi has to die. He's used his heal. Not that that's particularly going to help him. So he is 100%. If I was him, I would be turning to try and get my my other torpedoes off. We're probably spotted by the destroyer. And there we go. Yeah, he done exactly what we predicted. He's going to have panic fired his torps. So we're just going to turn, sail out of there, and pray to the Lord of RNG that those torpedoes sail by and cause us little or preferably no harm. And there we go. Panic fired, and yeah, we weren't really ever in any particular danger for them. I am aware that there is a DD around, so I'm not going to sit still. I'm not going to sail in a straight line. But what we are going to do is try and vindicate ourselves, because once again, this Iowa's, well, okay, he's angled, but he's going to turn back in. He's showing broadside again. Will he get punished this time? Broadside under 10 kilometers, and well, yes, because we score a citadel. But besides the citadel, we didn't really do much, which is obviously kind of disappointing. Thankfully, the Wichita picks up the kill and cleans him up. Although now, obviously, we do have an Akatsuki still to deal with. And there we go. We fire a salvo at him. We slam on the brakes, slow down, put our rudder as far over as we can whilst accelerating. Obviously, Akatsuki is going to keep us spotted, and this second DD, which, in all fairness, honestly can't remember what it is, but he's going to do his damnedest to try and set us on fire. Right, come on, Wichita. You need to kill that DD. You need to kill that Akatsuki. New Orleans is also pushing in, also pushing across. 100% like this is. I would not push a Vladivostok in a New Orleans, but I can understand exactly why they would do it. It's the end of the match. They've got 2 DDs, a cruiser and a battleship left. We're just down to a battleship and a cruiser. So like, yeah, like the win harder mentality is definitely in force, and he puts it in reverse. I'm not going to blame that on RNG. Like genuinely, the New Orleans made the right move. He does kind of make a mistake here though, whereas if he stayed broadside, chances are if we hit him we're just going to overmatch. But because he's angled, now have more armor to go through, which means I'm probably far more likely to actually cause him some significant damage. And then we do get another Citadel hit, and he's dead, putting us up to 185,000 hit points. These guys probably should have ran away at this point. Obviously, the Sinop's pushed in. He's overextended. There's not a whole lot he can do besides do what Russian ships do and use that fantastic bow to try and mitigate as much damage as possible. What I am doing, I am aiming for his turrets. I'm hoping to knock them out and basically help our Wichita stay alive. Because if he's got any sense, he wouldn't be firing at me. He'd be firing at the Wichita, because the Wichita's a much lightlier armored target and something much easier to cause damage to. So again, trying to aim, trying to see if we can knock out those turrets. Because we're not an idiot, we don't sail in straight lines, which means we reasonably easily dodge the torpedoes, although the destroyer is not where I was expecting. I thought he was going to do typical dumb destroyer things and just sit there in that smoke screen, but he did have the sense to book it out of there and you know, potentially save the game, because if I'd spotted him, chances are the Wichita would have killed him. If the Wichita had killed him, I would have that would have, like, obviously reduced their points lead, and that would have given me enough time to ram the Sinop and actually clutch the game for us. But unfortunately, they hit 1,000 points, and yeah, we are timed out of that game. We are at a loss. So yeah, we do over 200,000 damage in the Vladivostok. We dodge torpedoes like no one's end, but unfortunately, losing those 2 early DDs basically meant it was gonna be a loss. It was gonna be a really miserable game for us. But yeah, like I said, sometimes there is literally nothing you can do to get the win. But a sort of one of my learning points, like I like to impart wisdom. What I can do, and what I did do after about 5 minutes of throwing controllers around and looking for kittens to kick, was realise that all I need to do is mark myself on my performance. I dealt with DDs, shot the black a couple of times, I done 200,000 damage. I did as good as I possibly could have done in that game. With the amount of DDs around, you know, the fact that we've seen so many torpedoes haplessly sail by is definitely a win. So and I hope you guys see that too. So thank you very much for stopping by, and as always, until next time, take care.